down, and again, scattered severe weather is expected as this comes into the Little Rock metro area. That doesn't mean everybody's going to lose a tree, but there will likely be a few trees that go down with this as it comes into our area. Barry?
Yeah, and we're seeing the possibility that during the late rush here in Little Rock area, we're going to have some very strong winds, but heavy rainfall. There are just a couple of spots. If we look at the wind properties along with this, there are big areas of wind that are bowing out, and one of those is out to the west of Opelo, so it's really coming up over Pettigene Mountain right now and headed toward Morrilton. This is a big area of wind, just a brighter green right there. No obvious sign of rotation, although there is a little nook there, but a couple of spots like that we've seen wind, and the other one is up to the north of there, and that has come through the Russellville area, and right now is out to the east of Dover. So there's Highway 7 heading down into Russellville. This area through Moreland went past the Russellville area, and we're watching that for any signs of rotation. But I think for right now, our biggest concern with that is some very strong winds. We had the 63-mile-per-hour wind gust at the Russellville Airport. We said we were going to be watching for any time that we saw some accentuated winds, and that became apparent just a few scans ago. And so that's going to be one spot along the line. Not all of this line will have damaging winds along it, but a few favorite areas, including Pope County and back into Perry County and moving up into Conway County. I think it's a possibility that that will happen. If we can go to the other source, source number 3, I'll show you what I'm looking at as this whole line approaches central Arkansas. And there we go, and stretching now from east of Russellville, back through Perry County and Perryville, back into the eastern part of Hot Spring County. So that's Malvern, and it'll be moving into the Little Rock area within an hour or so. If we go into the velocity source along this, the areas that are the brightest green, yeah, they're showing up right there where I talked about, approaching Morrilton, right there, and to the northeast of Russellville. So that area, and they're kind of at the north end of these bowed out areas. That's where we're looking for some strong winds. And I think we're going to have this threat for a little while longer, folks, as it continues to move off to the northeast. Down in southwest Arkansas, there are severe thunderstorm warnings down in that part of the state. But for now, we haven't seen any reports of actual damage, and that's talking about approaching Camden and Magnolia. The whole line is moving through. James, we saw this a little bit earlier. The bowed out segments like that, especially kind of the center to north end of those, they can have some strong winds. And I would say in the Malvern area right now, we're going to watch for that as well. But now it looks like gusty winds. The worst of it, I think, has gone from just southwest of Russellville, places like Havana, western Garland County, moving over into Perry County. I think we'll see a few small areas where there definitely has been some wind damage.
Yeah, I'm watching our messenger, KATV.com/chime in. I imagine that a few of you out there have seen some trees down, whether you are west of Hot Springs or in the Russellville area. That's where we've had the strongest wind reported. We did have the Hot Springs Airport get a wind gust up to 40 miles per hour. The strongest wind gust so far today, though, is from the Russellville area, and that has pushed statewide power outages up to 17,000. So that number is probably going to climb as we get these storms into the metro area. I'm thinking that we're still at least an hour to an hour and a half away before these storms really start to weaken. So there's going to be pockets of higher winds, and Barry went down the line, and I think did a great job of telling you exactly where those winds are. The tornado threat still appears to be low, but it's not zero. I think there's a good chance that maybe one or two of these areas of high winds starts to produce a brief tornado. We will see. The tornado threat's not high today, but it doesn't mean it is zero either. We'll look at a couple of the areas of concern that we have along the line, and really the southern area of the line. While there's high winds along it, for those of you that are in down towards the Camden area, Dallas County, Hot Spring County, I think the more impressive line certainly is that Perry, Conway, Pope County area. You see the brighter colors on the radar, and it's never a good sign, but I think there's that pocket of high winds that came out of the Russellville area, probably still doing some damage. And as you get into that Perry, Conway County line, getting close to Morrilton there, I think that's another area where we're probably seeing high winds. And looking at a couple of more reports of damage that was done in Garland County, and that section of the line is now in Saline County. So, again, not everybody seeing damaging winds, not every location in these severe thunderstorm warning boxes see severe weather, but there are going to be spots along the line where you do see a couple of trees down. Maybe those trees fall on power lines, and then you have power out for a little section of your town. So that's really what we're watching for. We've got this line segment right along the highway there north of I-40 of Atkins. You see the update there. And there could be a couple areas of weak rotation along here, but so far today the trend has been these areas of rotation really struggle to produce any meaningful type of rotation where you could see a tornado. The line of storms continues to advance very quickly towards the east, and I'll tell you the forward motion of these is still at about 40 miles per hour. And with that in mind, I'll put a storm track on this and take it out towards Heber Springs, Searcy, and then the eastern side of the metro area. And this is what we're looking at. As we get towards Conway, that's going to be about 5:23 p.m. Little Rock still looking at about 5:30, less than almost 30 minutes away from this being in the downtown area, and Jacksonville just shortly after North Little Rock there at 5:35, and then Cabot, Lonoke County area and areas just to the east of us at about 6 o'clock. We are going to start our 5 o'clock news as scheduled. We'll be here watching these storms, but we wanted to kind of lead you into our 5 o'clock news with areas of high winds that are west of the Little Rock area and are going to be moving through the Little Rock area. We'll have a couple of camera videos to show you, and of course, if we get any reports of damage, we'll have those for you as well. That's the Chenal Mountain Weather Cam looking towards the west, and the camera I'm about to show you as well is this is the Regents camera looking towards the west. The sky is beginning to darken over central Arkansas, and unfortunately, this is going to be likely heavy rain during rush hour, and some of that heavy rain is going to come with some wind as well. Looking at the exact position of the line, it's approaching Traskwood, Haskell, Benton, and then up into western Pulaski County, Y Mountain, Lake Maumelle, Morrilton as well. And looking at the pockets of heavier winds, I think we're looking at the strongest winds now moving into the Conway, Pope County line area. Conway, this is still a little bit off to your west, but there's going to be some strong winds that move through here. And there's been a few reports of wind damage. I wouldn't say numerous, but a few. Western Garland County, Yell County, remember a chicken house had its roof blown off, and then a couple other reports back into southwest Arkansas, and that's why those power outage numbers continue to climb. And I think as I looked just a moment ago, the number was at about 18,000, and that is still where it sits, but now Pope County has about 3,300 without power. Barry?
All right, we're going to be going to our newscast now, our 5 o'clock newscast, but we're not going to stop coverage of the storms, especially those that are moving through Pope County and down into Conway and Perry County. But for now, we're going to start our 5 o'clock newscast.
Okay, we got, I think, 1 more minute is what they're telling me, Barry.
1 more minute, okay,
We're going to walk this out for 1 more minute. So I'll just look at the current severe thunderstorm warning orientation. And you saw me give a thumbs up there to our producer. We're trying to communicate exactly what we're going to do here. Lots of severe thunderstorm warnings out there. And I like to tell people there's a lot of ground that's